I got Warlock's lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. Search shoes. Whoops. That's not what I want to do. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. I totally clicked shift and then left click. I don't think that's going to search nothing. Starring some running guy. Oh, I don't remember what I was in here for. Plastics. I remember plastics. I need plastics. I need plastics for farm stuff. I I'd like to use a pipe wrench here to take apart to take apart a computer. I don't know that it would work that way. All right. Plastics is the goal. I can also use plastics for dew collectors. I would like to get... I can't remember what buttons do what in this game. I've been playing too many other games. I'm playing a lot of Pal World still. Oh man, let me tell you, Pal World. Whew. I have been attempting to get specific stats on my pals. And I need to repair this. They can hold like 4 passive abilities, and so I was trying to get a good mount, and I've got one now. I think it's not perfect, but you know, usually people are like, this is the perfect thing, and I'm like, meh, I got close enough. And so I'm thinking I'm probably close enough with the one I got. I need to start trying to get another type of mount. I've never used apparently there's a glider mount. I've never used one of those. Could you get a parachute in the game? So apparently it's better than a parachute, but you know, then what am I gonna do with it? Like, how often am I using a parachute? Especially given that I have a flying mount, so I don't know why I would ever need a gliding mount over my flying mount. I just don't know. But currently, I'm trying to get a group of passives specifically for combat put together, and they are fighting me. Whew. I feel like it took me 2 days, I think, to get all the passives together that I wanted onto a flying mount. And then I've spent the last 3 days trying to get the right combo on a combat pal. And I'm close. I'm real close. Not to having it on a combat pal, mind you. I'm just real close to having it on a pal. And then I'll have to figure out what I want for my combat pals. Yeah, because it's got a weird breeding system. So not every pal can be bred in some combination to get every pal, but pretty close. And so I gotta figure out which ones I like, and then try and after I get my specific desired traits. It's like okay, so I got the flying mount, right? And so there's must be like 100 traits, passives, that you can pick between. A lot of them are duplicates, so like not duplicates, but like lower and higher versions of the same thing. So like I don't remember the exact numbers, but say like runner is 30% speed increase, and then swift might be 15% speed increase, right? I don't think those are the exact numbers, but it's something like that. And so if I'm looking to get a mount, then obviously I want it to be as fast as possible. And so I'd want both of those on there. And then there's one called Infinite Stamina, which unfortunately does not give you infinite stamina because your mounts use stamina while they run fast. Like if you just walk them, they're fine. And so I wanted infinite stamina because it gives you extra amounts of stamina. And so I got that, and then I got runner, and then I got swift, and then I didn't really care what the last one was. And it ended up getting one called strongholds. Something about strongholds. And I was like, I probably don't need stronghold strategist, maybe something like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I probably don't need stronghold strategist on my flying mount. And then I got looking at it, and I changed my mind. Stronghold strategist gives you extra defense. Extra defense, not the mount. And I'm like, oh okay. So that's gonna give me bonus defense while I'm on the mount. I'll take that. And then and so the way it worked was first I had to find a guy with because I'm not looking for a combat flying mount, right? I mean, there might be some combat while I'm flying the mount, but my goal isn't to make it my combat pal, right? And so I oh shoot, I picked up a book. And so so I looked up runner, and so I found a pal with running. And then I looked up swift, and so I found a pal, my pals, the ones I've already captured, you know. And oh great. Okay. And so I breed those two together until I get a pal that's got running and swift on it. And then I found a pal that's got infinite stamina. And then I start breeding those together until I get a pal that's got all three of those on it. And then I looked at the webpage that tells you what the combo is, and then I started breeding specifically for the aerial mount I wanted. It's like the third or fourth best mount in the game, but the two of the other ones are like 50 level 50 plus bosses, and I'm not to level 50 yet, and so that doesn't work for me. And food. I don't. Is coffee water? I guess it is. And oh, look at that. Get rid of my bone knife. Isn't this thing the... Oh, that's the rad remover mod. Will disable the regeneration ability of radiated zombies for 90 seconds. Alright, that is a good mod. Does this just take me back to where I was? Weird. I thought there'd been a better place to go to get more stuff from that place, but guess not. There it is. I couldn't see my base through this tree. So, you know, so the way it works though is you got to make a cake, and then for every egg you have to have a cake in the little, it's kind of like a stables. And so put cake in there, and then you wait for, I don't know how long it takes, and then they pop out an egg, and then you take the egg and you put it in an incubator. So the different sizes of the eggs indicate how long it is to hatch. And so basic eggs are like 10 minutes each. And then the next size up is like 30 minutes. And then the next size up is an hour. And so what I was doing was, because your base is basically self-sufficient pretty quickly, and so the pals will feed themselves, and so you don't really have to do anything once you have the pals working the farms. And so all I would do is I just had it running in the background while I worked, and then I would check every so often to see they laid an egg, if I'm ready to throw down an egg, you know, into the incubator, stuff like that. And so it took me like 2 days in the background of work to get the mount I was after. But I didn't, like I said, I ended up with the like the third or fourth best mount. Not the best version of it, but the third or fourth best base stats mount. They have different speeds and stuff, and so I think the best mount is like way superior to what I've got, but you can't breed into it. So you have to capture that one specifically as is, and then it will only breed with itself to make more of itself, which doesn't help me when I'm trying to, you know, go through and get specific stats. I'm assuming because there's some randomness, which is why it takes so long. There's definitely some randomness to how it all works, and so just because I've got the stats on my guys doesn't mean that I'm gonna get or the passives, I mean. Doesn't mean I'm going to get those passives. And so, you know, you'll it increases, I think, a little bit the amount of the chance to get the passives. And so you end up with a lot of junk pals, basically. although so I'm trying to get this thing called a Ragnahawk, and which is what I've got now. And so I'm trying to go for this Ragnahawk thing, and it's like a fire-based bird mount thing. And so you know, you get some that are like I'm trying to remember what the exact term is. You get some that are like the mine foreman. I think they're all called foreman. So the mine foreman. You know what I don't need on a mount that doesn't have mining? Mine foreman. Yeah. I don't need lumber foreman on the mount that isn't going to be doing any, you know, lumbering. Stuff like that. And so it's just like, oh, this is a terrible roll. Can I have another one? Sometimes they have nothing. I have two parents that are full stat, you know, full passive stats, and then their offspring has nothing. Why is my money in there? It's weird. Okay, I need to plant corn. Look, I've got 10 corn seeds right there. Nice. One of these days I'm going to figure out where my doors are at. Apparently I need one more farm lot. Oh, well, I have 27 farm plots, so there is that. But yeah, so like I said, I got one. It does pretty good. You get a few levels into them, and then they've got a bigger stamina pool and stuff, and so they're way easier to go. You know, one thing I did, the default, I was wondering, the default is like 15 pals in your base and 3 bases. And the problem with that is that there's more than 15 pals worth of stuff to do in a base. And so I had to go in and find the settings. And that's the default setting so that your system doesn't lag out, apparently, it says. And, alright, so I got corn and potatoes planted. And yucca, right? So the next thing I should probably get planted is aloe for medicine. Nice. Okay. Oh, I should have eaten while I was here. Dude, this is the worst food. Take 10 of these to get you full. Well, it takes 3 of those to get you fully thirsted up again, so. Alright, I want to check these before I go. We only got 1 in there, so we're probably good for a bit yet. So I need to get more of those. I need to get about, I think 4. If I get 4 of those, I'll be good, but I've got to get more plastics. But yeah, so I like my flying mount. It's really fast compared to what I was using. And then now I'm working on my fighting guy, and they just will not give me the combo I'm after. There's what are they called? Muscle head. Ferocious, vicious. I don't know. It's weird that they have such different names, but one of them is like plus 30% to attack, but minus 20% to working, and which I'm fine. But I need to. That looks like a face. Look at eye, nose, mouth. um, I need to get the right stats in there because it's specifically if I can get a pal that has all the stats I want on it, then I can look, like I said, look at the list and breed the specific combat ones I want. I don't know if there's a combat thing. I know the boss I'm trying to fight right now is just like trashing me every time, and so that's kind of why I started this. I want to get out to one of the oil derrick bases, and they have they have anti-air and lasers protecting them, and so they'll just shoot you down as you're trying to get through. And so I looked up what to do, and so it was like, yeah, just because like, how do I get past this? This is insane. And apparently you just have your guy, your mount, go back and forth as you're going in, and it will elude the targeting. And then I suggest you use a swimming mount because of the anti-air. And so I have some good swimming mounts. I like their little diorama here. A little UFO and a couple of houses. Oh, that said empty on it. Have I been in here? It's hard to tell. Oh, you think this is plastic? It is. Oh yeah, I've been in here, okay. Just asking a dog to bite you. It's weird, I've been in here, but there are zombies. Get back. Whoa. You want to stab her or just let her slap you around a little bit? There we go. But yeah, that's been what I've been doing in the background of work all week. What was I watching? I don't remember. I watched through something. Oh, you know what I did do is I watched the Netflix just put out a western, and I like their green screen with their UFO. Netflix just put out a western, and I thought it was funny because I watched that awful Kevin Costner western, and the Netflix one is like a 6-part miniseries thing, and Kevin Costner one is a 6-hour movie. Not 6 hour, sorry, 3-hour movie. It felt like a 6-hour movie, and that nothing happened in. And so it was funny because the Netflix Western, American Primeval, had a similar storyline, kind of, to this. Has no zombie marks. I mean, there's no zombies in here at all. No zombies. Like when you come up to a place, it gives you a rating, and this one had none. All the doors are unlocked. There's nobody home. Weird. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, picked up a book. Oh, well. Fell to that floor. Um, but yeah, so the like, because the Kevin Costner one, right, I talked about it before, is like a bunch of different stories that basically are only connected by people getting their hands on flyers about going to this Horizons place, right? They don't get there in the first movie. The second movie is filmed, it looks like, so dang it. It fell out before I could jump. I was pressing the space bar to jump as I fell. And then I watched this American Primeval, and I'm like, okay, so it's a bunch of people trying to get someplace, just like the Horizon one. And oh look, here's a woman on the run with a kid. Oh, just like the Kevin Costner one. Here's some wagon trains being attacked by Native Americans. Yep. Same storyline, or same kind of storyline. And except the difference is, this one has actual dialogue and connecting stories and whole storylines with backgrounds for the people, unlike the Kevin Costner one. And so I thought that was funny. It was okay. It's better than Horizons for sure. But I felt like they could have tightened it up a little more. Um, it was a little too, had too many storylines. there there was there was a storyline about this woman on the run trying to get to her husband, and that was pretty good. I like that storyline. And then there was a storyline of uh this woman and her husband in a wagon train, and the uh it was back during the Mormon Wars, and so the Mormons attack the wagon train, killing everybody because this one takes place in Utah, and then uh, there was the story of this fort. And so I felt like it's too many directions. It would have been a better Western if they had stuck to, you know, do the story about the woman on the run, or do the story about the fort, or do this. I mean, you could wrap the fort and the wagon train together, but the woman on the run was like a totally separate. I know she went through the fort at one point, but after she went through the fort, nothing in her story really had anything to do with the other story, for the most part. And yeah, so I wish they'd have just tightened down the storyline a little bit. It was only 6 episodes, so it's a limited series, so I don't think it's getting a sequel season or anything like that. And I do have 2 up here. But yeah, so I think that was last weekend when I watched through that. What did I watch this week? I know I watched something. Didn't I? Whatever it is, I can't remember what I was watching. Yep, it's not happening. So, all right, well, I think this is where I am going to call it for today. So with that, be bearing the small things, leave the light. I will talk to you later.